Okay, so we're also going to try a different take on a butter. It's going to start with the butter, but if you look over here, these are all the ingredients we're going to be putting into the butter, minus that stuff. So we're going to start with a whole stick of butter. Let that melt down. I'm going to add the garlic salt. Make a nice garlic butter, and nice and salty with it too. My personal favorite, mustard powder. Everglades rub. Adds a nice other flavor to it. I don't know how really to explain it, but it adds a really nice other flavor. And we had seen something, Liz and I had seen something on YouTube about somebody using Jack Daniels to cook a steak. But it was also made with a butter. And we don't have any. All I have is this rum. And this Captain Morgan Black is very, very good. Liz said for her it tasted like cream soda. So, first step, melt the butter. Alright, so first I'm starting it on a medium-low heat. And it's already starting. There's a few different ways you can do it. You know, you can pull it full bore and let it go that way. Or, me personally, I like the medium-low heat. And go from there. Alright, now butter's all melted. You can see it's all nice and melted. I turn the heat down to low because I don't want it to boil, I don't want it to burn. I just want to keep it nice and melted and at a certain temperature. Firstly, of course, garlic salt. Get that in there. And good. Now with that in there, gotta stir it. Alright, with that in there, because it was actually already salted butter and I added garlic salt, it doesn't need any more salt. So, add a little bit of black pepper. That in there. And you can tell it's going right just by the way it smells. Now, next step. If I can get this open without covering myself in mustard powder. Where is it? There it is. Oh, the sticker's stuck again. Add a little bit of mustard powder. 2-3 taps on the side of it should do the trick. Now the reason I like using mustard powder, it adds a spice flavor without adding heat. Me personally, I can't stand heat. But old family recipe, you put mustard powder on the meat, makes it taste so much better. Alright, next step, we got some parsley. Anytime you're working with herbs that are fresh, what you always want to do is take them off, take the leaves off, especially if that's what you're working with, especially if you got basil. The stems really don't offer much. The leaf is where it's all at. What I do is put it in my hand, rub them together. You can smell it, and the way you smell it, well, smelling it in general just releases all the aromas. Rubbing it together releases all the aromas, and you know you got the right amount when you smell it, and you don't have to actually put your nose into it to smell it. I can just, yeah, it's good. So, parsley goes in. Now the parsley adds not only flavor, but it actually helps in digestion. So a little health fact for everybody. Get that going in there. Alright. I'll turn the heat up just a little bit. I don't want this to get too cold and not everything melt together and all the flavors go together, because then it'd just be a waste.
Is that Everglades?
Mm-hmm. The only part I don't like about working with real herbs is sometimes they get stuck on the whisk. But, smell that. Alright. You hear it starting to sizzle a little bit. Means you're getting ready for the next step. Now I'm going to add, thank you, now I'm going to add this Everglades rub. It's going to add, this has got some sugar in it, so it's going to make it a little sweeter, plus there's other seasonings in here, so it's going to change the color. Even when we add the Captain Morgan Black, that's still going to change the color, but that's possibly going to add some other flavors to it as well. But this is mainly what I'm going for. For this, I'm not really measuring, I'm just going by how it changes the color in the center. Stir it in. You guys can smell this. Get a nose of that, babe.
Alright, this looks so good.
You think that would go good with the pepperoni bread?
Yes.
Okay. Now, because there's a possibility that the Captain Morgan Black will ruin this completely, before we go any further, we're going to do a test. See if we should just leave it like this, or half it, and then try half with the Captain Morgan Black. So, best way to do it with butter, piece of bread. Stick it in, let it cool down, otherwise you're going to burn your tongue, and you ain't going to taste nothing. Smell is amazing.
I kind of don't want to add it now. That would go so good with pepperoni bread.
I'm trying to think of a way to describe the flavor.
It has a pepperoni kick.
Yeah, there is a little bit of like the spice you would get in a piece of pepperoni. But there's also like smoky flavor to it too. The parsley adds a whole other... What are you looking for, babe?
Which Everglades you put in?
I put in the Everglades rub. Not the Everglades cactus dust. The Everglades cactus dust has a mesquite flavoring in it. The rub does not, but I think it's the paprika.
Something went really good with that.
Yeah. Let's see. Try a little more. Oh, it's still really hot. I think I burned my tongue a little bit. But, man, that is really good. So from now, I'm going to half it. And then I'm going to add the Captain Morgan Black. So we halved it. Liz is going to give it a dip and a try. Okay, explain what you're tasting.
It's pepperoni bread.
Yeah?
So good. Everglades.
Alright, so we ended up having it. And we're going to leave half of it as it is. And now we're going to try some with liquor. I got it on low heat. I don't want anything to burn. I just need the alcohol to cook off. So add a little bit. There we go. Now Captain Morgan Black, when you drink it, it has an extreme vanilla flavor. Extreme vanilla flavor. And that comes from it being double oaked. So It's interesting. It changed the color around again. Oh, that was straight alcohol. Those of you that don't know, alcohol right in the nose does not feel good. Not once. Not ever. Ever. Ever.
Oh, this is the second time now.
Alright, so for right now, I just gotta let it simmer a little bit to let the alcohol cook off. And I'm not gonna be smelling that again for a little while. Okay, so inadvertently, we discovered it kind of thickened up and looks like a caramel almost. And you smell it, it smells like, to me it smells like candy. Liz says it smells like caramel apple. But truth is in the tasting. Let's see what we got here. You get the vanilla flavor right away. But then you get the salt from all the other ingredients, slowly trailed by the garlic. I don't taste the paprika anymore. I don't taste the parsley. That is really good. That is really good. You have a whole mess of other flavors going on. That is really good. Okay, go ahead, babe. It's deceiving, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. No, I taste the vanilla, but then kind of goes a little backwards for me. I get garlic and then salt.
Mm-hmm.
No parsley at all. And no more smoky flavor. That's interesting.
Mm-hmm. It like switches around on you.
That would be good. Oh, definitely good over sweet potatoes.
Yeah?
Mm-hmm.
I think we found a sweet potato glaze.
Yeah, definitely sweet potatoes.
Sweet.
Mm-hmm.
So all in all, we're counting this buttered thing as a win.
Thumbs up.
Both ways, with and without the Captain Morgan Black. So hopefully we gave you guys some ideas on things to try, what not to try. And remember, with hot butter, make sure it's cold first before you put it on your tongue.